Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And let's continue a series I've been doing where I name who I believe is the best player in each NHL franchise's history. Their all-time GOAT. Previously did this for NBA and NFL teams. They're in playlists. You can check them out. I've been going in alphabetical order. Today we land on the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks' inaugural season was the 91-92 season. They have played 32 seasons in the NHL. They have yet to win a Stanley Cup, but they've had plenty of success, a lot of conference finals appearances, and did reach the Stanley Cup in 2016. Now, before I name who I believe is the GOAT of the franchise, I've been revisiting the NHL Mount Rushmores I did 2 years ago, where I attempted to name who I believe are the four best players in each franchise's history, just seeing if I would make any changes in the 2 years that have passed. And I actually did decide to make a change, and an alphabetical order by last name. This is the guy I inserted in. Brent Burns was an omission the first time I did it. Won the Norris Trophy in 2016-17. Also finished second and third while with San Jose. Patrick Marleau, the all-time leader with his 1,779 games played. 1,607 of them came with the San Jose Sharks. Evgeny Nabokov. Nabokov won 293 games in 10 years with the Sharks. Had Vezina Trophy finishes of second, fourth, three times, fifth, and sixth with San Jose. And Joe Thornton, who was traded to the Sharks about less than one-third of the way into the 2005-06 season, and he ended up winning the Hart Trophy that year after joining the Sharks. The guy I took off in place of Burns to put Burns on was Joe Pavelski, and Pavelski, definitely a hard guy to take off. Really, Nabokov, Burns, and Pavelski, tough between the three of them, which two to include. But some other honorable mentions include Jonathan Cheechoo, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, Owen Nolan, to name a few, Ante Niemi. But in the end, I decided that the all-time GOAT of the San Jose Sharks is Joe Thornton. Thornton was actually the first pick of the Bruins in 1997. As I mentioned, was traded from the Bruins to the San Jose Sharks in the 2005-06 season. He played 58 games that regular season for the Sharks, remained on the Sharks until the 2019-20 season. As I mentioned, Thornton won the Hart Trophy as the league's top player in that 2005-06 season, a season he played well more with San Jose than he did with Boston. With the Sharks, he also had Hart Trophy finishes of 5th twice, 6th, and 9th in his time with San Jose. Received a lot of downvotes in his career for Selke Trophy as well. Let's take a look at his season-by-season numbers via his hockey reference page. So in his time with the Sharks, he played 1,104 games, 251 goals, 804 assists for 1,055 points, was a plus 161. The year he joined the Sharks, he was a first-team All-Star. Also was second-team All-Star in the 2007-08 and 2015-16 seasons. The year he joined the Sharks, he led the NHL with 96 assists and 125 points. 72 assists and 92 points of those came while with the Sharks. The next two seasons, he led the league in assists as well. 92 in 2006-07, 67 in 2007-08. Reached triple digits in scoring, 114 points in that 2006-07 season. But each of his first 5 seasons with the Sharks, he totaled more than 60 assists. He had another 2 seasons after that where he also did so. Each of his first 7 seasons with the Sharks totaled more than 70 points. Had another 2 seasons again where he did so. So was a productive player well into his late 30s. Played with the Sharks until I believe the age of 40. Postseason, He was a part of that Stanley Cup team, was 36 years old at the time, but still totaled 18 assists during that postseason run. Again, a lot. They made a lot of conference finals in Thornton's time. The one Stanley Cup. But he played 144 playoff games with San Jose, 25 goals, 90 assists for 115 points, had 3 hat tricks in his time with San Jose. All time, and again, his whole career wasn't with the Sharks, but a lot of it was. So, 1,104 games with the Sharks and 1,714 for his career. So, a little less than 2/3. But anyhow, all time, he's 6th all time in games, 81st all time in goals, 7th all time in assists, 14th all time in points. My all time GOAT of the San Jose Sharks is Joe Thornton. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Let me know if you agree with the Mount Rushmore. Again, Burns, Nabokov, Pavelski. Hard to leave off one, but I'm sure a lot of people may also consider Marleau to be the best. Definitely a tough one, as Marleau, as I mentioned, all-time leader in career games, and the majority of them coming with the Sharks. Now, with each of these, I take a look at the active roster, decide if anyone has a chance to overtake the GOAT, make the Mount Rushmore, be an honorable mention. No to the first two. I already did mention an active player in the honorable mentions. That is Marc-Edouard Vlasic. He's 37 years old. And also, you could probably say Logan Couture might be he probably is an honorable mention as well. But he's 35 years old, 323 goals in his 15 seasons, 701 points with the Sharks. I probably should have mentioned him as an honorable mention as well. But Sharks, one of the worst teams in the NHL this past season. So honestly, no one else do I really consider, being having much of a chance to be one of the all-time best Sharks. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I debated whether I'm going to do them. Why not? I didn't do an honorable mention for a Mount Rushmore for them 2 years ago because they had only played one season. They've played 3 now. What the heck? I won't skip them. I'll do the Seattle Kraken. Might be a little silly to do them after just 3 seasons, but why not? I'm not going to skip any teams for this exercise. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.